What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're going to be doing a mid-fade on one of my boys, so stay tuned. We started off by saturating the hair and combing everything in place. Also, we separated the top from the side. It's always best to create your silhouette and make sure the hair is nice and neat before you even start cutting. Now that we're done separating the top from the sides, we can move on to our anti outliners and create our first guideline. Remember, you always want to make sure you contour this guideline to their head shape. Now that we're done budding them out, we're moving on to our clipper over comb and we're debulking the sides, making sure we have a neat canvas to start on them. This is also going to help me leave weight on the sides so the top can blend into the sides better. I always like to have the hair slightly damp so it's easier to pick up with the comb. Also, you want to make sure you pick up the hair with the comb at a certain degree and either go horizontally if you're debulking or go vertically if you're blending. Now that we're done budding them out and creating our silhouette, we can move on to the no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. Remember, you want to make this guideline about 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Also, if you don't mind, subscribe to my Instagram. It's LuieTDL, LuieTDL. Remember to use the lever all the way closed and midway to help you erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up this line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 1 guard, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Sometimes after you're done with the half guard, there's still a faint line, so using your no guard all the way open and using the raking technique will help. If you're unfamiliar with the raking technique, that's when you tilt your blade at a 75 to 90 degree angle to use the length of the teeth to fade. Moving on to the 2 guard all the way open, we're creating our 4th guideline and we're also flicking out right when we reach the top of the silhouette. Flicking out will help us blend into the next guard. Also, we're going to use the lever to soften up this line and get it ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Again, sometimes there's still a faint line after using the 1.5 guard, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners will help. Moving on to the 3 guard all the way open, this is going to help us blend into the top of the silhouette. We're also going to be flicking out with this, and this is going to prepare us for our flip clipper over comb. Now that we're done with our 3 guard all the way open, we can switch over to our clipper over comb and finish the silhouette. If you're new to clipper over comb, you want to make sure you go very slow and take your time. You don't want to rush anything, especially when you're new to it. In my earlier years when I was first learning clipper over comb, the hardest thing was picking up the hair. So the solution to this could be damping the hair just a little bit so the hair is a little bit heavier and the comb could glide right through it. Now I'm going back to my previous guards, detailing the fade as much as possible. Moving on to the C cup, we're going to use our Anise Tea outliners to make it as crispy as possible. I always start off at the bottom and work our way to the top arch. I slowly feed the hair into the trimmer and make sure it's cut. Now we're moving on to the front line. Usually I debulk with the 1 guard all the way open, but the hair was already low, so I just went in with my Anise Tea outliners and started off in the middle and worked our way to the sides. Every time I line up, I slowly feed the trimmer into the hair, making sure it cuts every bit. Also, when doing someone's mustache, you want to make sure you don't press as hard because the teeth of the trimmer could bite their lip. Sometimes there's flyaway hairs near the vertical bar, so freehanding it is best. Moving on to the back of the head, we're starting off with our no guard all the way open and we're closing the lever all the way, continuing to blend our initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the 1 guard all the way open and create our 3rd guideline. We are nearing the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here. And the back area is usually more dense and the occipital bone is in the way, so you want to make sure you're very careful and detail as much as possible. Now that we're done using our 1 guard, we can move on to the 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. Remember, we're going to use the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we can move on to our 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. As you can see, I am picking near the occipital bone as much as possible. Now I'm moving on to our 3 guard all the way open and we're flicking out as much as I can. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. I also try my best to reply to all comments, so I will reply. As you can see, we went back to our 1.5 guard and redetailed as much as possible. Now we're going to saturate the hair and prep it for our shear work. Once I grab a piece of hair and show them what length we want to cut and we both agree on it, then make that same guideline around the whole head and connect it to the sides. Now that we're done with our shear work, we're going to move on to our Turkish razor and Derby premium blades, and we're going to make them as crispy as possible. Before you use the blade, you always want to make sure you apply shave gel, and also when you're using the razor, you want to keep it at a 45-degree angle while you're stretching the skin as much as possible.